So I've been wondering if I should even make this video. I was planning on it for a while based on my symptoms and based on what I've been going through lately with my OCD and what triggered it, what sent me into this whole spiral of obsession that was more than just the basic obsession that I've been dealing with, at least with medication. Things have been better with medication, so I'm wondering why, like now. But I guess, the thing that I didn't want to say was what triggered it, because I don't want to trigger someone else who may have an issue with numbers. So I guess without being triggering and without saying, okay, this is the exact fact about numbers that set me in a spiral, I can say I've been in a spiral. Like, I've been in such a spiral. I've been obsessed and I can't even stop thinking about numbers, and it doesn't even stop at numbers anymore. Like, it affects everything that I could possibly conceive of in this world. It sets me off now, and I'm trying to take a step back from that kind of reality and make it more of a normal reality, and try and reason with myself. I'm trying to take a step back and trying to reflect on why it is that I am finding these numbers so important when really they're just numbers. I was telling someone about my OCD and about the number 3 and the number 7 and how everything has to be in multiplication or addition of some kind of construct of 3 and 7, like 3 times 3, 3 times 3 plus 3, 3 times 7, 7 times 7, numbers that are acceptable according to those base numbers. And if they aren't acceptable according to those specific numbers, then they aren't okay. And then I was telling about this realization that I'd had about numbers, about everything, and they were like, okay, and yeah, that's true, but like, then they were like, okay, I'm trying to like understand like the point you're getting at. And that was when I really realized there is no point at all. Like, hi, did you say 7? Fucked itself. Hi. There's no point to 3 and 7 unless it's actually a necessary mathematical equation. If you're doing something, you're counting Smarties for your kid's snack or something, I don't know, like something related to some valid mathematical equation, or just liking a number. I don't know, like, I don't like the numbers 3 and 7. People think that I like 3 and 7. Hey, you really like those numbers, don't you? And I'm like, you know what? I don't like any numbers. There were no numbers that I liked, and 3 and 7 aren't numbers that I love. They're numbers that rule my life and control me and make it so that I can't live outside the boundaries of that little box. So I loathe 3 and 7, but I have to live by them, because otherwise my anxiety grows to the point where I can't deal. And so I give in to the pressure, and I calculate and I see what's according to 3 and 7. And if I don't, the stress goes bigger and bigger and bigger, and I don't let it go, and I don't stop talking. I don't stop talking about it. I don't stop thinking about it. And say if I tap on something, then it's the wrong number, and I walk away, and I try to think, don't go back and tap on it the right amount of times. Don't go back. But I don't stop thinking about it until I go back and I tap on the same place the right amount of times. It can't be wherever I've gone into the path. Like say I walk down the road and I've been trying not to go back and do it, but I have to do it the exact same place that I made the mistake. It rules my life. I do not like 3 and 7. I ended up, hi, did you say garbage? Motherfucker. So hi. I ended up liking a number for the first time in my life, actually, a few weeks ago. I was trying to figure out how to make it okay for the number 15 to be okay. And it wasn't. It wasn't okay with any rationality of exactly 3 and 7, or just 7 or just 3. I wasn't able to mathematically equate it. except that I was looking at this page in this magazine I was making. I made an entire magazine for Trek Canada, and on page 15 there was this young man's picture that he drew, and I'm so endeared by this young man, and the fact that like he's in like I mean he's a sweet kid, and I liked his drawing and I thought it was smart. And hi, yeah. And I thought that there had to be some way to make it okay according to 3 and 7, just so that it could be acceptable. And I realized it already was, because I liked the page 15 for some reason, because this kid drew it. And my OCD went a little bit overwired, and it was confused. My OCD was confused. I was confused as to how it was possible that I liked the number 15 when it couldn't equate. So that was kind of nice. And so I guess now I do have a number that I like. It's 15. But I don't talk about number 15 nearly as much as I do 3 and 7, which isn't to say that I don't find meaning in it. I mean, I find meaning in 15. I don't find meaning in 3 and 7. There's no meaning in this mess. This mess that I've made is just, hi. I don't believe that there's true meaning in this waste of time that I'm spending in my head and tapping on things and calculating. Is just no meaning. But I like the number 15.